We should talk about The Rock
Yep, that's why I'm throwing the specs on.
and Papa Tui.
Yep.
I think that's how you say it.
So I'm gonna let you, as the college graduate, be the person to decide here. Um,
I already said it didn't mean anything for you. It meant my parents' happiness. That's what it meant.
this article is from Independent.
Mhm.
The Independent. Dwayne Johnson shocks fans after releasing a men's shampoo.
Okay, so can we just clarify? Because I feel like the media outlets, real quick, the media outlets have branded it as shampoo, but it's actually a skincare slash hair care line.
Which is why I pulled up the article because I didn't know that. I just heard shampoo,
And
and
everything
I
you
had a
read says
and I
shampoo.
had a strong reaction because it was said to be shampoo. But actually, this makes a very interesting topic once we hear from The Rock himself.
Yeah.
So it says here, last month the actor came out with his own men's skincare line called
Papa
Dash.
Tui. I think it's
Thank
Papa
you.
Tui or Papa Tui. I think it's Papa Tui.
With all of the products available for sale in Target. The goal for
Papa Tui.
which features both skincare and men's shampoo, is to challenge the negative connotation surrounding men's hygiene products. Quote from Dwayne Johnson, The Rock says, quote, I found over the years as men, we can have these great conversations about working out, recovery, ice baths, saunas, and we could talk about trucks and cheap meals and tequila and our favorite movies. But every conversation I would have regarding skincare, I was always pulled to the side privately, like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
What do you do for your skin?" He said recently. He recently explained in an interview with People magazine. Back to his quote. So many times I would say, "Dude, why are you whispering to me about skincare? It's okay. We should be able to have this open conversation."
Papa Tui.
Has allowed me to encourage just a more open, greater conversation about skincare and grooming. That's his quote. Specs off.
What do you think about that? Because you're the man in the room.
Well, first of all, why the fuck is everyone just worried about shampoo if this is a whole skincare and hair care line?
Because he's bald, and TikTokers went on the internet and started talking about him and how they don't understand how he could be releasing a hair care line, a shampoo line, when he's bald. I just want to say real quick,
Bald men wash their head too.
thank you. Thank you. As
I'm
someone
not
who
I'm
has,
not bald yet, but
as
in a minute, you know,
my
I'm gonna be
favorite
bald.
young man, my favorite young man is bald. My dad.
Oh, I was like,
He's,
why are you saying young man? I got it. Okay, yeah.
I was being funny, but
No, I knew you were being funny, but I didn't know exactly where we were going with it. But I'm with you now, pops.
my dad is bald. Okay, my dad has been bald. Once my dad started to his hairline started to recede significantly, he decided to go bald.
Okay,
Great choice, I thought. Looks good on him.
sweet.
My dad still goes to the bar. Well, for a long time, he still went to his very expensive barber. Still got the whole shampoo and all of that, and would go every week. And I would ask him like, what exactly do you do when you get there? I mean, I think for a bald man, he probably gets I believe he gets a clean shave, just the same way after several days you would shave your face. I think it's the same thing with his hair because his hair is still growing back. But also, you have to take good care of your bald head. In fact, you probably have to take better care of your head bald than you do when it's not, because it is skin, guys. It's skin. So, like, the same way you got to put sunscreen on your face. You got to make sure you protect your head when it's bald because it's now exposed to the
Right.
elements. It's
Yeah.
exposed to dirt. It's exposed to, and I mean, hair is exposed to dirt, right? So that should be obvious, but it's also exposed to prolonged periods of sunlight. You can get sunburn on your scalp, very much how I got sunburn on my eyelids a few years ago, but another story for another day. It was terrible. For like a year, my eyes were flaking. It was gross. Anyway, let's have a good little time for the summer and
Yeah. Too much of a good time.
to that damn Neutrogena. my, my dermatologist was like, girl, don't use that no more. Please. She was like, were you wearing your sunglasses? Anyway, so the point is that caring for your scalp, caring for your bald head is skincare.
Right.
Um, it may not be the form of hair care that you're thinking of, but also there is hair care, right? Because there
Right.
is shampoo. Like you still have to take care of the hair part of it, but it's a combination of the two.
Yep.
Um, and The Rock has pretty good skin from what I can tell. So not a strange thing. Not that far reaching, I think, for him. If it's something he's passionate about. But I don't really understand why the kids on the internet were giving him such a hard time about it especially because I feel like men don't do this. I don't know a whole lot of celebrity men that have this sort of thing going on. I
Right.
know Nas is associated with
He used to be affiliated with Bevel. I don't know if he still is.
Bevel. Yeah.
That was the grooming side.
Right. And I know that the Rock's products are also grooming products. Um, but I don't know a whole lot of celebrity men who are associated with this sort of thing. And I actually think it's pretty cool because maybe men that don't typically care about their skin or care about their hair care and kind of just do whatever it is they do, maybe this is something that will,
Get the ball
make
rolling for
men
them.
feel more comfortable with, taking better care of their skin. I don't know.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to respond to the internet saying, "Why is this bald guy selling shampoo?" Well, bald people still have to wash their head. That's number one. Number two, it's not just shampoo. So it is more than shampoo. It is also a skincare line, which is fine. Also, I think The Rock knows this and knew, him and his team knew that people would have the reaction of, why is a bald guy selling these products? Which would become more free advertising because it's
Right.
all over TikTok. And
Hmm.
now here we are speaking about it on our platform where we did not get paid to do an ad. So I think that speaks to his, dare I say the G word? I think it speaks to the business mind of The Rock. I think it speaks to um the I don't want to say genius for his team. I think The Rock may be genius level marketing. But I think it speaks to the uh I guess just the way that his team is tapped in, right? They know how people react on socials, they know the demographics they're gonna reach. And so I think this speaks to the business analytics side, the data collection side of his team. Because The Rock has way too much business stuff going on for him to be making the sole decision to do this on his own. And even if he did make the decision, I'm sure he's not the one who did, excuse me, each and every step of this. So I think it speaks to his team, them knowing his marketability, them knowing the shoppers who go to Target, that demographic, and really being able to use that type of data analysis to say, hey, we're going to tap in and we're going to do these things. So yeah, like one of the people on TikTok, they spoke about how there's this big ad of The Rock's bald head
Of
next to the shampoo. I'm pretty sure that's on purpose. So
course.
you could see it and have that reaction and talk about it, because today, much of selling things today is getting people to talk about it.
Hmm.
So if the internet is buzzing about your product is probably selling. Um, yes.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, and Target is such a smart idea because even if it's not the men who see it and try to buy it, women, there is like this Target movement among women where they're going into the store, they're like, oh my gosh, went into the store with my man, and he's like, you're picking up, we came for toothpaste and I don't know, deodorant, and you picked up 10 different things. There's like this whole narrative around going to Target and like staying in there for hours, picking up everything you need. You go in to spend $20, you spend $100. It's such a huge thing that has gone beyond Target's own advertising at this point, that I could totally see women walking in there and being like, oh, really? This is interesting. Especially the women who talk about trying products. They try all these products and whatnot. I could totally see them be like, oh, I buy this for my man. Like this, I want him to try it. It smells,
Right.
opening the cap and saying, oh my gosh, it smells so good. I can't wait to smell this on my man. Like I could totally see how Target specifically would work for something like this. It makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to speak to also the fact that you said, it may not be him, it may be his team, but I'm also thinking about the fact that he was very much a part of the wrestling world. And I'm just thinking about the fact that in wrestling, you have to kind of build out your persona, and you've got to really like sell this character and all of that. And I think you see it even with like a John Cena. You see it kind of trickle into other things that they dive into outside of that.
Right.
Um, so I could totally see him like being like, we got to make my head really big, and we got to like make this, a big thing. That's something that I immediately thought about when I was reading about it. I was like, oh, he's probably so used to having to sell himself
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
certain things, that I could totally see him being like, yeah, this makes sense. Like, they're probably gonna be like, this guy is bald. What is he doing? But why not? But yeah,
Right.
so I think it's super smart. Um, and it's unexpected, and I think the fact that it's unexpected makes it even better
Yeah.
because the curiosity will get so many people.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with all of that.